Shadow work often involves acknowledging emotions or thoughts that we tend to suppress or avoid. If we explore an emotion or thought that you've been avoiding, when you think of it now, what physical sensations do you notice in your body? How does this emotion make you feel when it surfaces? Take a moment to sit with this feeling. It might be uncomfortable, but try to observe it without judgment. It's okay if it feels heavy or unsettling. Just notice what it feels like, where it's coming from, and the stories you've told yourself about it. By observing it now, we can begin to understand the part of you that may be calling for attention. What emotions or thoughts have you been avoiding? And how do they make you feel when they come up? Let's explore an emotion or thought that you've been avoiding. When you think of it now, what physical sensations do you notice in your body? How does this emotion make you feel when it surfaces? Do you find ways to distract yourself from feeling that emotion? What do you end up doing instead? Why do you end up doing those things instead? What are you afraid of?
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya. For those of you that don't know me, I have been on YouTube for a while now, but I took a bit of a break, a long break for like a year. Finally trying to return. I'm trying something new. This concept was always something I wanted to do with my channel. I think I'm only just figuring out how I want to execute kind of what is in my head so that it translates when I do put out my content. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's definitely taking a while to get here, but I'm honestly really happy with it. I am currently going to do a quick makeup look, but I'm still going to talk to you guys. I'm not very good at multitasking, so I hope I can actually keep up with myself here. But yeah, so this episode is just the return of me getting back into the swing of things. I am exploring a whole new side to me, which is really exciting because, like I said, that was kind of the whole point of my channel. I wanted it to be a safe space for me. I wanted it to be sort of like a meditation room, you know, where I can come and talk about things regarding myself, things I want to explore, feelings, emotions. And I'm still honestly trying to figure out how to do that in the most balanced way. So yes, obviously answer questions that are going to be helpful for me and potentially others as well, helping me to explore the parts of me that I may have forgotten about, or the parts of me that I have, as they say, rejected. So it's honestly doing a lot of shadow work that I want to try and get more familiar with. So just bear with me here. So yeah, that's kind of how I want to relaunch myself into the space again. I'm quickly popping out for brunch, so I just wanted to do a quick makeup look, nothing crazy. And yeah, like I said, talk to you guys, so let's just do that.
What emotions or thoughts have you been avoiding?
What emotions have I been avoiding? This is a good question. How do I answer this? I don't know. I think feelings of inadequacy, sometimes doubting myself, feeling like I'm not good enough. I feel this and then I just push it away, like I just avoid it completely. And I definitely need to explore why I do that. Yeah. So one thing that I really want to become more familiar with is the parts of me that I feel like I've genuinely forgotten about. And I want to reestablish that relationship with myself and get to know myself a whole lot more. And I think a good way to do that is by, just reconnecting with myself, reconnecting with my emotions that I might have buried or suppressed for a long time. Just so sad. It honestly happens to, I feel like, everybody. It's just a thing of, if you're aware of those emotions and feelings that you've suppressed. Now, I have to try to figure out what those emotions are, and that's kind of what you saw me talking about earlier on. And I'm even struggling because I don't really know how to even answer the question, like, what do I say here? So you'll see that we're going back and forth, and it's just the best way for me, to try and answer these questions and understand myself better. And I think it's it's a cool way to explore, to do some exploration work, and to dive deeper into me and the parts of me that have been suppressed. So I would say, when it comes to the emotions that I feel I don't talk about as much, it definitely has to do with feelings of like inadequacy. I think I just don't give myself enough credit when I do something that I should give myself credit for. So maybe, I think I grew up feeling like very criticized. I don't know. I didn't grow up in like the most friendliest, hostile environment. It was quite chaotic, if you ask me. Very kind of hostile. So that's definitely, of course, impacted me. But I'm trying to resolve that, because I have to, I have to try and resolve all of that mess that I was exposed to from such a young age. So, one of those emotions is just, being criticized from a very young age over like the littlest things. So now, as I've grown up, I'm at a point where I can't even acknowledge the things that I should be acknowledging, the positive things, the things that I should be celebrating. Like, yes, I will try to in my own way, but just having that consistency when it comes to celebrating myself, I think is something I need to definitely get better at. So when it comes to like the emotions that I've been avoiding, yeah, definitely that feeling of inadequacy and trying to always feel like everything is perfect. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, I'm not sure where that comes from. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't really know why I've like been programmed or conditioned to think this way, or to just go about things this way, like always feeling like, everything has to be perfect. I think I don't know, maybe it's definitely like my care, the people that grew up taking care of me, maybe like my parents. Probably one of them wasn't like the most emotionally vulnerable, or like didn't really process emotions or anything. So probably I felt like I always had to keep things together. Like, I always had to have myself together, like have together. So when I think about it, I guess like, yeah, like that's probably why I always feel the pressure to give off the idea that everything is so fine and everything is so great, which, like, to an extent, like, things are great, thankfully, but when they are not, I feel like I still try to do that, and that's definitely something I'm trying to figure out and overcome. Like, I don't even know how to articulate myself the best way, because I'm definitely struggling. I'm definitely struggling. But yeah, those are thoughts like that and feelings that I avoid is, I avoid feeling like I've made a mistake, or I avoid feeling like I can't make a mistake, rather. Like I can't get things wrong. Like it always has to kind of be perfect. And then I also avoid like feeling, this is such a weird one actually, like because I know everyone has insecurities, but like I always like try to tell this sounds so messy, but like I always try to act like I don't have any insecurities, and I don't know if that's definitely not normal, because I obviously do. But I don't know why I tell myself like I'm perfect, like it's all fine. Like, yeah, there should be a level of like self-love you have for yourself, but not like to the point where it's delusional or you're just being unrealistic, So I feel like I definitely try to always make it seem like everything is perfect and everything is fine, and that's definitely not the case, like at all. I wish it was, but it's just not that realistic. So that's another like emotion I feel a lot, and that comes up when I'm avoiding like an insecurity. Exactly. So that's actually what I'm trying to say. It took me like so long to get that out. Sorry. But that's an emotion I feel when I'm avoiding an insecurity, and those insecurities could come from like literally anything. I don't know, it kind of depends on the situation, but I don't want to blabber on too much, because honestly the whole point of this is to do the exploration work when I am sat down. So yeah, let's get back into that.
Is there a part of yourself that you tend to criticize or reject?
I'd rather just go shopping instead. Like, can I just do retail therapy instead, please?
You may find distractions to avoid your feelings, but many of us have aspects of ourselves that we criticize or even reject, especially if we feel they don't align with who we want to be. So we find any distraction. Let's identify a part of yourself that you often judge harshly. Can you describe it? How does this part of you show up in your life? And how do you usually respond when it does?
This is such a good question. Are there any parts of myself I tend to criticize or reject? Self-criticism. I don't know, does physical appearance count for this one? Because I feel like that's probably what I maybe criticize the most. That tends to be a popular one. Like, we criticize ourselves a lot, and we struggle to accept ourselves for who we are and for what we look like. I can definitely see myself doing that sometimes. Like, I just stand in the mirror and I'm like nitpicking, like why or whatever. I used to struggle with that like a lot more in the past, but I think recently I've actually found myself just living a little bit more freely, which I actually enjoy, expressing myself through in ways that I value and that I enjoy and that I feel like resonate with who I am and align with who I am as well. And that could be like through maybe like fashion or something, like styling myself. I really enjoy doing that. That's what I've used to accept myself more. But yeah, when it comes to criticizing myself, that was probably more like physical appearance.
Our shadow side often emerges during moments of strong reactions, or when we feel triggered by a person or situation. Think back to a recent moment when you felt a strong emotional reaction, whether it was anger, frustration, or sadness.
I'm gonna go through my journals. Maybe that will help.
Let's go deeper and explore the root of this reaction. What unmet needs, past experiences, or fears might be connected to it? By looking at this reaction from the lens of shadow work, we can start to uncover what parts of yourself are asking to be healed. What would it look like to embrace these parts, knowing they come from a place that wants to protect you?
There's a lot of gold in here. There's a lot of gold in this one. You know, sometimes I've grown up feeling like I'm so out of place sometimes. I enjoy it now in a way, like it depends the situation, but like, oh my God, growing up, it was just like feeling a bit out of place or feeling a bit strange. I think that's definitely a criticism of mine. So I've maybe tried to reject, I've tried to reject those parts of myself, and it's actually so bad because now I feel like I suppress so much of my personality. It's actually really sad because I was kind of crazy growing up. I was crazy growing up, but I've the last about actually maybe like the last decade, like I suppressed my personality, parts of my personality, especially probably when I went to boarding school and everything was so different and I had to acclimatize and adjust and, you know, settle into a whole new system with new people in a new country. Everything was new. So it definitely makes sense that I probably lost myself at such a young age, actually. It's kind of crazy. At such a young age because I was just in a whole new environment and I was like, how do I actually navigate this? Feeling like I was strange, I now did this thing where I just like suppressed myself so much so that I could just like acclimatize and adjust into a whole new system and not even necessarily fit in because I've never like really like I wouldn't say that's the word, but just to like feel better about this transition that I was going through, you know. So that's definitely something I want to explore more and has actually given me something to think about for sure. So yeah, I think going through your journal sometimes that's definitely what they're there for anyway. I need to try and do that more. Regarding this journey I'm on like shadow work and all that stuff, like the answers are in here. I think some of them, maybe not all of them, but some answers are in here. So thank you for giving me something to think about, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, this has been a good session. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling because I don't like talking about these things. The last time I got triggered, I don't know, it was probably a conversation I was having with my parents. Because I hate being micromanaged. I don't know why. I don't really like being told what to do. I don't know where that comes from. I don't mind being told what to do in certain like environments and settings. Like in the workplace, that's absolutely fine. But like when I'm at home, especially when I'm about to do something and then you tell me to do that thing, I'm like, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Like I was already gonna do that. Okay, like I got it, you know. So that's when I'm being told what to do, especially like by my parents, as if I didn't already know that I was supposed to do that thing. It's kind of annoying. I don't really know why. Actually, when I think about it, I think it's because again, it's that thing of like feeling inadequate, feeling like I'm making a mistake and they have to like correct me or like tell me what to do. It's like I don't like that. It's like I already know what to do. And I honestly need to dive deeper into this like whole inadequacy thing, because like when I look at myself, I'm like, I think I'm the shit sometimes. But like that's not always going to be the case, like 100% of the time, which is fine. I want to honestly explore where that feeling originally stems from. So we're going to be doing that throughout this like kind of like series kind of thing. And I think it will be interesting. But yeah, it's definitely helpful to know what triggers you, because that can really help to identify patterns of negative behavior, patterns that are not the best. And I'm also quite a reactive person. Like I can get very reactive in situations, and I don't even like that. Like that's literally why I'm trying to do this shadow work, because I need to explore why I get so reactive and what's causing that ultimately. So yeah. It's interesting, honestly, when you think about it. I can be very reactive. I feel like I'm trying to honestly get better over the years, especially in like my relationships, um even like romantic wise as well. I definitely want to be less reactive, more thoughtful about the things I say. And this probably points more to like even my romantic relationships. Like I don't want to be so quick to say something because I'm like so deeply upset. I kind of want to have that level of control, that balance. I think will be like really great. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly do my eyes and then I'll be back. Okay, I literally just had to do that. Like I needed some type of therapy because this one is a bit of a struggle for me. This version is a bit too hard. So I did do a little bit of shopping, just a little bit. But yeah, I'm almost done with my makeup. I'm actually using this contour. I saw this hack on, I think, TikTok. Like I'm not usually into these things, but I've been trying to find just a quick way to do a lip look. And I didn't realize this whole time I had the perfect like lip color sitting in my basket. So I just think that's so cool. Nothing crazy. I just kind of do that, and then it's basically done. Yep. And then I will then go in with like an actual stick, just to make sure. Yeah, I don't actually do too much to my eyebrows either. Like I've actually done nothing to them, to be very honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. And then I'm gonna spray my face. I need to get more setting spray because that's definitely like pretty much empty now. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much everything I think I have for this video. This is something I'm still trying to develop, so I'm definitely trying to make sure I execute it the way I have in my head, so just bear with me. But honestly, I actually enjoyed this so much, and this is definitely how I kind of want to be, how I want to put out my content, just like having these conversations with myself, and hopefully they might help others too. And honestly, just sitting down, thinking and pondering on, thoughts that actually require my time, like things I actually should be thinking about to better understand myself and how I relate to myself and how I might relate to others as well, because that definitely has an impact. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, anything you want to do, okay? anything. This is a safe space. That's the whole point. So bye, see you next time.
As we move through this, remember that shadow work isn't about fixing or getting rid of anything. It's about integration, about accepting all parts of you, even those that might seem dark or undesirable. Moving forward, we'll keep exploring these moments to gain deeper insights into your shadow and how you can continue the process of healing and integration.